Hello everyone, my name is Zach, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well today. Today I'm going to be doing my TBR for Boo-A-Thon, which is a multimedia-thon hosted by Maddie the Book Pusher. Boo-A-Thon is entering its second year this year. Last year was a small little week-long readathon, and this year Maddie decided to kind of redesign it and rethink it, and has come up with a 24-hour readathon that's happening on Saturday, October the 26th. Even though it's basically a readathon, really it's a multimedia-thon because you're encouraged to kind of do whatever you want to fulfill the prompts, whether that be read books, watch movies, play games, dress up, do whatever. It's basically a celebration of all things Halloween and all things spooky. Fun fact about Boo-A-Thon from last year, I participated, and my first ever tweet was actually about Boo-A-Thon. I'll post it somewhere on the screen here. And as someone who's recently kind of opened up about my kind of history with depression and my struggles with depression, and as someone who's been very open about strongly disliking college, I think it's really ironic that my first tweet is about being mad at college and features crying. The glove fits. I mean, really everything you need to know about me is in that tweet. Also, I just really love this fat crying cat meme. I don't know what it's called, but it's just like mood. This cat, I love it. He's so precious. But with all that said, I want to quickly go over all the things that I will be doing for Boo-A-Thon this year. So the first challenge is purple. Do something incorporating the color purple. And for this, I'm going to be listening to an audiobook, and that is Dean Koontz Frankenstein, Book 2, City of Night. This is part 2 in a 5-part series that is a retelling of Frankenstein that takes place in modern day, and it features both new characters and characters from the original novel. I really enjoyed book 1, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what book 2 is about. The only thing I'm kind of worried about is I actually read book 1, so it can kind of be weird going from reading a book to going to the audiobook, because sometimes the way a narrator does a character, you're like, that is not how I imagined that character sounding. So, but I'm excited. I think it'll be great, and it's only like 8 hours, so it will fit quite nicely in this 24-hour format. The next challenge is retelling, and I have found a way to get through the audiobook while also conquering this challenge. And to do that, I'm going to be playing through Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 is my favorite story of all time, and is essentially, it's kind of a mashup of a bunch of different retellings and elements of a bunch of different horror stories, but at its core, it borrows heavily and takes from Crime and Punishment, so I kind of consider it a Crime and Punishment retelling. However, if you don't think that's close enough, you don't think it's a real retelling, then Dean Koontz Frankenstein is a retelling of Frankenstein, and I'll be playing this, I don't know, I guess because I just want to? I don't know anything, I just work here. The next challenge is Monster, and for this I'm going to be watching a movie, and that is The Wolfman. I've been really interested and fascinated with the Universal classic monster movies for the past year or so, and this is one of the kind of classic 8, if you will. There's kind of 8 essential Universal classic monster movies, and this is one of the ones I haven't watched yet, so I figured it would be a perfect time, A, because it will fulfill that challenge, and B, because all of these original monster movies are like 70 minutes. This one is, yes, exactly 70 minutes. So it will fit really well in this 24-hour format to have a movie that's short. I'll get to watch another movie in this kind of niche movie group. I don't know where I'm going with this. It'll be great to be able to watch another movie in the Universal Classic Monsters lineup. That's what I'm saying. So the next prompt is witch, and there's a funny story behind this one. So I ended up Googling graphic novels with witches because I had everything else done, but I didn't have something for witches. And so I figured a graphic novel would be a great thing to do because, you can get through it in a timely manner. And I didn't have a graphic novel, so why not? And I looked through some, and I checked my local library, and they had Spell on Wheels. Yeah, Spell on Wheels. I was making sure it wasn't plural. And so I reserved it from the library, and the day it comes in from the library, Maddie, our host with the most, uploads her fantasy for fall recommendation videos. And lo and behold, wouldn't you know it, but this book is on it. She's never mentioned it to my knowledge. I've never seen anyone else talk about it. But the day I get this from the library, suddenly she's talking about it. So I just thought that was really kind of a funny coincidence. I don't really know anything about this. I read like the first line or two of the blurb. I believe it's something to do with like witches on a road trip to like go get something or another. I don't know. I like to go into things blind. So I saw this was highly recommended by people. And I skipped through the section Maddie talked about this. Sorry, Maddie. I just didn't want to spoil it. So to be honest, part of the reason I picked this is because the title reminds me of the song Helen Wheels by Paul McCartney and Wings, which is one of my favorite songs by them. I'm a nerd, I know. So, long story short, I'm reading Spell on Wheels for the Witch prompt. And the last prompt is Dealer's Choice. This is to read or watch or play or do something that's recommended to you. So I posted a haul video where I told everyone that I was looking for authors of color who write horror, because I was trying to diversify my horror reading. And someone, I'll put whoever it is on the screen here, mentioned that I should look into Victor LaValle. Specifically, they mentioned The Changeling, but I didn't actually get that one. More on that in a second. So I went on Amazon and I looked at Victor LaValle's author page and came across The Ballad of Black Tom, which is a original horror novella. Now I can't remember where it was, but I swear I've heard this name come up. I think I Googled like good horror books or new horror books or something. I remember seeing this title, and since it was an author I'd just been recommended and the name sounded familiar, I ended up picking it up. Also, I love novellas because I'm a slow reader, so novellas in general are just great. I think they're criminally underrated, but it'll be great for this read-a-thon, especially because the font is not that small. So it's like 150 pages? Yes, almost exactly. So this is the last thing I'll be actually reading, is The Ballad of Black Tom by Victor LaValle. So that is it. That is my Boo-A-Thon TBR. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. I'm really excited. Maddie was a little sad by how kind of small the event was last year. So please, I encourage all of you, please show up, please show out. It's super easy. You can do a ton of things. You could just watch movies. You can do literally anything. So please, please, please join us. Please just have some fun with spooky Halloween type things on the last weekend before Halloween. And you stay spooky, my friends. If you liked feel free to give it a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe if you feel so inclined. And I will see you next time.